You're tuned in.
The Snapback Journey Radio.
Snapback Journey Radio. The Snapback Journey Radio.
Presented by Checka TV.
With healthy conversations.
Hosted by Checka.
Hey, Checka!
Companies that you're working with and like just major companies maybe that you're not working with or whatever that are trying to do this inclusive thing, that are trying to be more diverse. I think once they do feel the difference between what it's like to have a diverse staff and like how impactful it is. And of course, you know, everything is this, like money, you know, they'll see the change. They'll see, you know, the difference and understand like where you've been, like you've been missing out and you're lost.
Exactly. The thing is, you know, Black people especially have been highly profitable for years. You know, we watch 3 times as much entertainment content or TV content than any other race, right?
Yeah.
So we've been profitable. We have high disposable incomes. You know, I think it's something like the spending power somewhere in the trillions, especially for Black women. So they've been hip to the game that they need to market to us and they need to get us to buy their goods.
They're hip on that, yeah.
Internally, they need to be hip to the fact that you need that diversity there as well. You know, I've seen companies that you would think had a diverse crew that absolutely have 0 Black people on their crew, on a multicultural team. I mean, well, it's really, we're trying to bring everybody along the inclusivity journey. You know, as Black people or even people of color, Black, brown, and otherwise, you know, we've always wanted to see more inclusivity. It's just that the major corporations, which were typically run by white males, didn't really get on the bandwagon in a big way. I think that is a big generalization. I think there are definitely companies that are run by white men, white women, whomever, where they are inclusive. But by and large, you know, people haven't really talked about diversity this much until now. And I really hate that it took tragic events to get here, but I'm so glad we're here because now I feel like we haven't been thrust forward. Black and brown folks pushed this movement forward. We pushed it forward. You know, they weren't coming along willingly necessarily, but we have fought, we've pushed. We've done what our, you know, forefathers and foremothers did in the segregation era. And I think we've taken it to where it needs to be in our era. And we're going to keep pushing on that so that our children and our children's children can take it all the way. So, so even if you don't feel that that term applies to you, there is racial bias and racially biased systems that are holding others back. And so long as we're all playing in the same systems, you know, everyone is complicit unless you're speaking up and pushing it, you know, diversity and inclusion forward.
Wow. And what a better time to be a Black woman right now. Like, I feel like it's the year of the Black woman.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for this melanin. I'm serious. And people are looking for us now. So one thing I always tell small business owners, whether you're independent or you're a small company, if you do not have the words Black-owned business on your website, you are tripping. You are missing the entire boat because people out here are looking to give their coins to Black-owned businesses. So if your business, I don't care how great it is, it just, you know, talks about your company, it doesn't have a picture of you, it doesn't say Black-owned business, you're missing out on opportunities. And I was only 23 at the time. So I was new into marketing, fresh out of, you know, quitting law school after a semester, going back to my first love, which was TV. And they showed this movie, this TV show poster, and it had her holding up a Twizzler noose to signal that candy was her guilty pleasure, and it was the thing that was gonna like strangle her, kind of a thing. But it's a noose, and I'm sitting there in the room full of executives. The head of marketing is a white woman who I still love to this day, and I said it erupted out of me. Have you ever been in a situation where you can't even hold it back because you're just like, oh my God, that's flagrant. It's flagrant. So I said, if anybody doesn't know this, Black people in nooses have a long history that is absolutely horrible. So that might be a consideration. We don't tolerate it. You know, if we feel uncomfortable and we're like, we don't see any diversity on your squad, doesn't mean we don't work with white freelancers, right? White contractors. We love diversity, but it needs to be just that, diverse.
But you're saying, no, you need to be having my people up in here and giving them an opportunity. Like, this is not the same.
You can't tell me in New Orleans you cannot find a person of color, especially Black people. Come on.
No.
Yeah, so I think that if we all keep doing that and questioning people when we don't see the diversity that we desire to see in the people we work with, then I think we'll get to a better place for everybody. Like, y'all got to Y'all got to help me out.
Like, please.
But that's why we hire people who are Gen Z. We hire people who have different backgrounds, you know, because we want to have that expertise in house and we build out for it. So I love it when I don't know something because I'm like, this is what we're about.